Many times in my life, well, really from birth, I benefited from the kindness and the generosity of others who've provided for me, cared for me, looked after me, been generous to me right through today when I'm a little bit older. I've also benefited from the way our country is organised, from our welfare state, from our education system, etc., etc. Well organised things that care for those who aren't able to care for themselves or provide additional support. And lots of those principles are found here in Deuteronomy. If you think, well, how should we care for our workers? Well, it talks about how we should do that. What about banking? What about how we lend money to people? Well, it mentions that as well in here. What about how we shall treat people? Well, I talked about this in another video about people who have infectious diseases. Well, it's got good advice for that as well. What about a real issue? What about when people are short of money, don't have enough money to feed themselves? How should we deal with that? Should we set up food banks like we do today? An equivalent idea was found here in Deuteronomy as well, written several thousand years ago. All in all, the Bible encourages us to be wise in how we plan, especially in caring for others. Why? Because that's how God treats us, but also because we have benefited from the kindness and the generosity of God and others as well. Remember that you were but a slave in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you, it says in Deuteronomy 24:18. What the passage is saying, remember that you've received kindness. This is countercultural today in society, certainly in England, where we're so individualistic. We say, well, I'll give something to you if you give something to me in return. And actually, that's not what the Bible is saying. The Bible is saying you have received goodness from God, maybe like me, many, many, many times over the years. Therefore, be generous in caring for others, especially those people who are most in need. I hope that inspires us, and I hope that we go back to some of these very wise and sensible rules that we find in the Bible to inspire us on how to care for others, but also that when we're in need, not ashamed of saying, I need some help. Is there some way you can help me out with what I need as well? I hope that's helpful, and I hope we're inspired by the Bible today. God bless you.